Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and this is a Wednesday Maker Mornings with Meg, and my camera is slowly falling. Anyway, I'm excited to see you guys today. Today is kind of an exciting day in Stampin' Up land because there was a clearance rack refresh this morning. So in the video description, there is a link to hop on over and shop in the clearance rack, which is a really great idea because this is a great chance to get really some excellent like accessory items to have for your stamping toolbox at a really great deal. So we are going to feature a Christmas project this morning. So we're kind of kicking off my 2021 Loven Stamps Holiday Helper with this fun idea. It is a treat, and it features my new favorite Christmas greeting stamp set, which is Christmas to Remember. I don't know about you guys, but this one really it just hits the right note for a lot of these greetings with me. So the one we're gonna use today for our little treat is Friends Like You Make This Season Special. So this is from the holiday catalog. And then we're going to use my other new fave, which is a Christmas staple stamp set, Christmas Season. So this one doesn't have any greetings in it, but it does have a really great selection of Christmas season images. So pine cones, holly leaves, little speckles, which you know are one of my go-tos for lots of things. They're all included in this. So together we're gonna make a really cute treat using both of these, and we're going to feature a paper that is right now on the clearance rack. And let me get, I got a spread of it ready for you guys this morning. This is from last year's catalog, and so it's available while supplies last. And at the time it came out, it was very much like a summery paper, and so I kind of summer-y, like springy, summer-y. And so I kind of like blasted over the part where it is like it's called Flowers for Every Season. Let me just double check that. Anyway, it's on the clearance rack, you can't miss it. And here's a selection of some of the papers. The back sides have these great sort of solid color patterns, and the fronts are multicolor. But the one we're gonna use today is this one, because it is a great Christmas paper. There's some good fall in here. There's also this greenery pattern, which would be good for Christmas, but we're gonna go with a straight out poinsettias. So as with clearance rack stuff, you know it is good while supplies last, so don't wait to shop. You can jump over there and get what you want. So I'm gonna show you a couple things from featured from the clearance rack at this point. So, all right. You guys ready to see this project? All right, let's go ahead and flip down. I have a couple really great tricks for you that will be really useful in making custom tags and in pairing ribbons and in making the most of the things that you can get right now at a really great price. So, okay, for our paper, the thing we're gonna make is a circle bottom box bag. And if that sounded foreign to you, just say it a couple times and it'll stick with you. But I'm gonna show a different size than I've shared in the past. I'm using my layering circles framelits, which I totally shouted out to on Monday. So I'm gonna use this size here, which is a 2 3/8 is the 2 3/8 size. And so I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut a circle from Just Jade cardstock to match our designer series paper. So we're gonna start here with this one. And then I'm gonna go ahead and trim this so that I have a half a sheet of it. So 3 by 6 inches here, which means that you can make 2 of these for each of these pages in your paper packet. And since the paper is only a few dollars, is a great chance to add some papers to your collection. And you could make these for any season. I mean, they'd be really cute with the sunflowers. They'd be really cute with this sort of coneflower pattern. All kinds of good possibilities for using them. All right, so now what do we do to make our circle bottom box bag? I'm gonna take my circle that we have here. Tanya says, where do you find the clearance rack? Tanya, there's a link in the video description to the, it's like bit.ly/Loven clearance, I think. So you can check and see what's available there. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and line our circle up to the 1/2 inch line. And one of the things I love about the trimmer is that you can measure on both the left and the right side of the cutting surface, which is just fabulous. So I'm gonna score. Remember to use your scoring blade, not your cutting blade. And then I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees, and I'm gonna line this edge up again here with the 1/2 inch mark. And I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees again. And you wanna double check that your lines are straight, so I can double check that this one's straight here while I'm going through here, so that we're getting straight lines. And then the last one, trust me, if you can't see this, you'll see it in a second when I fold. So last one there. Okay, so basically what I've done is, oh, can't pick it up, make this circle, and let's see, here, I'll show it to you real fast. So I'm gonna make the circle, okay, there it is. We'll pretend that's my circle. And then I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch from each edge. So this is 1/2 inch. Oh, I can't make a 2 upside down. Is that a 2? Did I get it right? There we go, 1/2 inch there from each side. So you're gonna go around all 4. And I can't write upside down. This is 2 3/8. There we go, inch circle, okay? Whew, I don't know how legible that is, but we'll call it done. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is take my paper snips, and I'm gonna go in here and I'm going to cut out the corners. And for this particular application, you honestly don't have to be too finicky about it. You just make sure you cut all the way into the corner and then out the other side, okay? So we have this kind of thing. And then I'm gonna fold this up. Now, I'm about to show you a tool that is a must-have that you have probably overlooked. And if you haven't overlooked it, gold stars to you, but that is the silicone craft mat, okay? Oh, Sue says she can read my numbers. Whew, thanks. And Tanya asked about the penguin punch. I think last I saw was, I think, November 1st, Tanya. Yeah, so we have our circle now and the silicone craft mat. So what you wanna do is put your silicone craft mat under here. And the reason it's so great is that when you put your Seal Plus across here, you're gonna do all 4 tabs, okay? Remember to kind of go beyond. This adhesive is wider than the paper, okay? So see how this is overlapped here? The best part is that it doesn't stick to the silicone craft mat, and so I can pick it up easily, and I just go back with my fingers and I just flip that little adhesive overage back onto itself, okay? And that way I have the perfect size adhesive for our paper without having it, stuck to my scratch paper. Now, the other part you're gonna wanna add adhesive to for this circle bottom box bag is the edge of your paper here. And when you're using this size circle and scoring this way and this size 3x6 paper, you're gonna wanna keep your adhesive really close to the edge. So I'm actually going halfway over the edge there. Can you guys see that? And so I'm going to go back and just fold that over again. So silicone craft mat for the win. If you don't have this, add this to your next order so that you aren't missing out. It's so useful. All right, so how to make the box bag. So this is my adhesive end. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with one side, it doesn't really matter, and I usually start in the middle, and I'm going to line up my paper with one edge. So see how I've pre-scored this, and it's scored so that the paper's right above the score line or right at the score line, okay? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees, fold a flap down, and I am just gonna keep walking my paper around that edge, okay? I'm gonna squeeze it a little bit as I go. I'm gonna fold the next flap down, and I'm just gonna keep walking that paper around the edge, and I'm kind of just keeping it tight as we go. So turn and walk the paper around. If you get a little off track, like I've gotten a little off here, you can usually kind of rescue it by putting the paper straight again. It's a pretty forgiving little box. All right, now when we get to the end, you should come up so that this is the adhesive. It's on this side here. So it's been like flapping around this whole time that I've been assembling. And all I'm gonna do is just tighten that up and fold that up the side of my box and just give that a little extra squish, okay? All right, so you see how that works? So this is a really simple circle bottom box bag. I'll have a blog post on this a little later today. if you want to see the directions written out. But the project is super easy to adapt for any season. Just use designer series paper and a coordinating cardstock that matches. You could use designer series paper for the bottom too. I kind of like cardstock because it's just a little sturdier. But then usually you're going to close this to clip. But I'm going to show you a really fantastic tag that features our pieces here from the this is from the die set that matches, okay, what's it called? I gotta flip it over and look. Where's the little sheet? Well, goodness, where did it go? There we go, seasonal label dies, which goes with seasonal Christmas. So we're gonna use some of these to make a custom tag that fits with this. Now, one of the things you might notice is that this box bag is not gigantic. It is the perfect size for a couple of little Hershey's nuggets. But when you're looking at the tags that are included in this, they're way oversized. Even the tag, there it is. Even the tag that I'm going to use here is pretty oversized. It eclipses the box, which isn't really what we want. So I'm gonna show you how these tags are actually any size tags that you want and how fabulous these are, and that they have a freestanding tag die, like the little punchy outy die. This is probably the best tag, most flexible tag set that I have seen in a really long time. Plus, it has all of the greeting or all of the images that match the holly and so forth. So I highly recommend this bundle. Okay, so let's talk about how this is gonna go together. So I have here my piece of my die shape. I'm gonna use this as my guide, and I'm gonna add the greeting from Christmas to Remember. And we're gonna use this one, Friends Like You Make the Season Special. I love making little treats like this and just kind of keeping them with me for when I go, you know, to offices or to go visit people, or for any kind of occasion where you can just put a little treat in your bag and share it with a friend. So, and at Christmas time and Thanksgiving time, people are like, oh, that's so sweet, and da-da-da. Actually, they're like that a lot of the time, but especially at Christmas, it just seems appropriate. So I'm gonna go ahead and die cut this, okay? And then through the magic of television, I have this, all right? So problem still exists. We still have a way oversized tag that eclipses our element. And I don't want to just cut it off at the top because I love the way this little scallop works. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to cut this again. I'm gonna run this through my die cut machine again, just like this. Now, if you're thinking, oh gosh, Meg, I don't think I can keep that straight, I'm going to give you a couple tips for that. So let me bring in my die cut machine. I'm gonna do it a little on the diagonal here. First tip is that when you have your die inside here, it really wants to stay in the track. It wants to stay straight because it's gonna fit right inside those ridges. So this is a really great way to do this. And then the second tip is to just take a little bit of washi tape and pop it on one side so that you can run that through there. So I'm gonna put my second plate on top. You might notice my plates are really, really well loved. That is how they work. Usually when people first get their die cut machine, they send me a message, they're like, oh, my plates got cut. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're for. So don't worry about it. You wanna always make sure you're moving your die around. Don't always cut in the center. And you always wanna make sure you're flipping your dies back and forth, or your plates back and forth, upside and downside, so that you get a even cut surface. All right, and then that is how our little split comes. And so that way you can use these dies, this Christmas label, seasonal labels dies, to make a really great variety of tags that are perfectly custom sized for your greetings, okay? All right, so let's come back in here now with some of the stamps from this set. I have, to match our paper, I have Just Jade and Poppy Parade, so great colors for holidays. And I'm going to bring this stamp set back in here. I'm going to use the greenery here, this one here, and go ahead and stamp this. So I don't want this to be super dark, so I'm gonna stamp off once and then stamp here onto my project, okay? And then there's an overlay stamp for this. So this is one you're just gonna line up And we're not having too much of it show, so it's really not that big a deal on our piece there. But there we have our accent. All right, and then of course to make it super Christmassy, we're gonna bring in this holly and berry images. So I have a piece here of basic white cardstock, and I'm gonna take my holly and stamp this out. And I wanna show you how these come together, and I'm going to add a really fun, extra special touch and show you how to mix ribbons. One of which is on the clearance rack. So a really great day to add that one to your collection. Okay, and then our little holly berries in Poppy Parade. So dies for this are here, and I can go ahead and cut those out like that, and through the magic of television, those are here. Oh, and I didn't show you this other part of our tag die here. Okay, so like I said, I bragged about the tags and how this set includes these extra little punchy outy parts to make your own like custom shapes. So because this piece here is not included with this die, it's not part of this die, it's really easy to make this a custom size and then put on the little part that you want to add. So I'm gonna run this through my die cut machine really fast. I won't bring it back. So same thing, I'm going to use my washi tape to cut that. And the ribbon that we're going to use is a woven ribbon from the clearance rack. I can't remember what it's called actually. So I'm going to pop that on there. So now you can see my little hole in our tag. So really flexible supplies here. And of course that label set is not just for Christmas. You can use it all year long. So we're going to bring in this ribbon here, which is the basket weave ribbon. And it is paired, when you buy it, it's paired with this bronze ribbon. And actually, I went through many rolls of this bronze, but the basket weave is perfect for this particular project. So I'm gonna pop this through here, and I love the wide slit for our ribbon. We're gonna go ahead and trim our ribbon end here. There we go. All right, so now I have these set. Now I could tie this, but we're gonna end up with a big chunky element because this ribbon is relatively wide. So I want a narrow ribbon, which is perfect to go ahead and use this bronze. And originally on this project, I did use the bronze, but I'm gonna show you, I'm not gonna use the bronze on our finished one because instead I'm gonna bring in this gold. And there's a really, really great reason for that. So the gold and the silver here are part of the Simply Elegant trim. They're bundled together, and these are current products. So if you miss some of the other things, these will still be available. But I'm going to tie a bow around here, which is a great way to add an extra ribbon element and bring in an extra color. But this is really, really narrow ribbon, so I much prefer to double it so that you get a much bigger visual impact. So I've gone ahead and cut this, how long? About 11 inches. And I'm gonna pair it. I didn't cut this end because it's just easier to handle when they're not moving against each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this around here, and I'm gonna tie these two pieces of ribbon together as if they were just one, so that I get a nice bow. And you can see how the visual presence of the doubled ribbon, the doubled cording is so much stronger than just the single. So think about that. If you have sort of a light element ribbon that you want to emphasize, double it or even triple it. With the linen thread, I often even triple it, okay? All right, so we have our tag here, but we're gonna add our holly, and we're going to add in a holly bonus, and then I'm gonna show you how to close your boxes and add one more special treat inside, okay? All right, so holly here. Now these two little leaves are going to overlap, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it just around the edge, and then I'm gonna pop these on top of each other and then flip it to the back side to make sure that I caught all the gluey area. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop this on here. Now you kinda wanna eye what you're doing because you need to make sure that your tag is gonna fit on your box. So you don't wanna get this up down too low. I'm gonna check and see where I can add some glue, and I'm gonna pop this glue on like that and pop this up here. Okay. All right, so now we have our tag. Remember, it takes just a second for that to dry, so I'm not gonna mess around with it too much. And then we have these holly berries. Now, there are 4 of them because they're meant to go with this little image here where you would have, you know, the separation between the two. It must go like this way, okay? This way? Anyway, the box cover is a different size in real life. But I just want the 3rd one on there, but not the 4th. So I'm just gonna trim that away. And then this is gonna pop on here. But before I glue this down, I'm going to bring in, whoops, these super magical and gorgeous gold holly leaves. So now you can see why I went with the gold cord instead of using the bronze cord that's in the basket weave. The bronze is actually really perfect. It matches the cinnamon cider so well. It would have been good, but these holly leaves make it really want me to use gold so that I can kind of keep that color scheme the same with our metallics. So I'm gonna pop one large one here and one smaller one here. Okay, I like need my take your pick tool here or something to pick these up. All right, there we go. All right, and then we're going to put our berries on top. And let me just double check. Always think about where you're putting your glue. And I can, oops, I can glue all across here. And our holly leaves are moving. They'll stop moving in a second here. All right, there we go. Put this on, then because it takes a second for green lid glue to grab, just pop a clear block or 3 on there. It's like we're playing Jenga. Okay, now I promised you a trick with the paper. Oh, hi guys. Hey, Taryn, and I didn't say hi, Sue and Trish, and Tanya, and Deborah, and Petra, and Becky. I think there are a bunch more people who I missed because if I see your name go by when you first log on, then I can say hi. But then if you don't leave a comment, then your name goes by and I can't see you. So anyway, all right, but hi everybody. So I promised you an extra special treat for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of our same fancy paper here, and I'm gonna cut, I don't know, maybe like a 3/4 inch strip and cut that in half so I have a 3-inch piece. So what you want is a 3 by narrow-ish, 3 by 1 inch-ish piece of this paper. And this is the perfect size here to go on a little Hershey's nugget. So again, you want to use your multi-purpose, your Seal Plus so that you get a really nice bond. And then I'm gonna pop this on here. I usually start in the center of the back and then just wrap that around here, kind of like that. All right, there we go. So then you can have a little trio of these cute little candies. You could even wrap some of them inside out. The biggest size part to remember is 3 inches, okay? So that you have that there. So 3 of them fit pretty well. I'm gonna leave one out just for kicks. And let's see, here's our tag all dry. It is. Now, to attach this tag here, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and use a Stampin' Dimensional. Okay, so I'm just gonna take one of these and if I can get it off the paper, pop it here on the back. All right, and the reason, one of the things I love about doing my tags this way is that the tag stays with the little box. You can use a clip or something to attach it, but then the tag comes off and it doesn't stay with the cute little box. So with this, you have your candy and your cute box too, right? Now to close this, a really simple closure is to just take an extra Stampin' Dimensional and pop it there in the center on the inside of your box, and then go ahead and press that shut just like that. So you can kind of see how that is gonna come together. And there we have our finished little circle box bag. So remember, you're gonna start with one of the layering circle dies. You're gonna cut yourself a circle. Here's my fancy upside down written cheat sheet. 2 3/8 is the one that I used. And 2 3/8 is a good size because it matches with the 3 by 6 inch designer series paper. So you're gonna cut this down to 3, which means you get 2 for each sheet. So from this particular paper, I think you get 4 sheets of each paper. Is that right? Anyway, so you would get a whole a whole bunch of box bags. And then you could use your other ones to make other season box bags. These colors are gorgeous. And this paper is from the clearance rack. So if it's gone by the time you get to go shopping, just know that really you could do any 6x3 piece of designer series paper. And then great accents for this ribbon, the basket weave ribbons from the clearance rack. This gold cord is paired with a silver. It's from the Simple Elegant trim, which is in the regular catalog. And then my stamp sets for this are just like holiday workhorses. I really am gonna get a lot of great use out of them this year. Christmas to Remember and Christmas Season with their coordinating dies. And I haven't even opened the Christmas to Remember dies yet, but they're gonna be really fun. There are a set of like pine cones and so forth. Really gorgeous. So remember the Christmas pine cone dies. Remember when you get these as a bundle, if you get the stamps and the dies together, you get a discount on them. And actually have this that I keep with my Christmas season because this is one of the stamp sets that I got for free for the Maui incentives trip that we had a chance to earn 2 years ago. So the Stampin' Up! Year is just started. So if you are thinking, what, you got a trip for free to Maui? The new trip is is a Baltic Sea cruise. So our Stampin' Up! Year just started. So if you're like super gung-ho about the idea of like going on a trip for 2 for free, make sure you ask me about signing up to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator on my Loven Samples team. But in any case, start thinking about your circle bottom box bags and all of the fun that you can have in putting those together. Deborah says, cute, and you love the use of retired projects. Yes, I have a bunch too, and generally I feel like it's kind of unfair of me to show stuff that like, oh yeah, you can't get this anymore. So I try to focus on stuff that you can get using the links in the video description to shop in my online store. But when there's things like these that are like at a great deal because they're from the clearance rack, I always try and share those, right? Because the more fun toys we have in our stamping toolbox, the more fun possibilities we have. So this is a really great opportunity when the clearance rack is updated to add some things to your collection at a great price. So, all right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions about this. The link for all the supplies will be added shortly, but the link to the clearance rack is in the video description right now. If you're not watching live, then I've probably already updated the clearance rack or updated the link for the supplies for this one. But go ahead and jump over now and check that all out. So thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to sharing more projects with you. I'll be back on Friday morning at 9:30 Central Time. So have a great day, guys. Happy stamping.